Hello everyone, my name is Sreeraman. I'm co-founder and CEO of Agrahyah Technologies. We help companies find business solutions by applying technology. This is a series about digital transformation and innovation, and this is the first episode where we are trying to understand the difference between digitization, digitalization and digital transformation. So digitization is fairly simple. It's when you apply computerization to a process that's been done in a manual or analog way. Let's say you're a bank and consumer wants to apply for a white goods loan. They could walk into the branch, fill a form and get a loan disbursed. Now this is done in a conventional way, and if you digitize this, let's say the consumer can apply for a loan through a mobile app or a web. Now you have digitized the application process. The next step would be digitalization. This is where a customer would not just apply for the loan through a mobile web or app, but they could, the entire process is digitalized, where the underwriting, the loan disbursal, the process which conventionally went, the form went from desk to desk, now moves electronically from department to department all the way till the consumer gets the loan. Now wait, isn't this what digital transformation is all about? Surprisingly, no. Digital transformation is when companies unlock new value or create new business model using technology. Merely dabbling with technology or digitizing a few processes in the system doesn't equate to digital transformation. The digital in digital transformation is actually redundant. A company is digitally transformed when they find a new business proposition or a new business model, and it changes the way they operate, it changes the way they create value, it changes the way people work or their working methods. All of this together makes digital transformation. In the banking example we saw, let's say the bank embeds itself into other shopping application or marketplaces where consumer doesn't even have to fill a form but can opt the bank as the lending provider just during checkout. Then it's safe to say the bank has transformed itself digitally. In other words, digitization and digitalization create a better version of the past, but it does not protect or galvanize the company from future disruptions, whether it's coming from a known competition or an unknown source. So digitization and digitalization are two essential processes that leads a company or prepares a company towards digital transformation. Why does digital transformation matter? As technology continues to seep into our ways in an unprecedented and irreversible way, people are getting used to finding new ways of living their life, discovering products or experiencing services. And this has put businesses under tremendous pressure to serve the customers who expect anything to be available anywhere all the time. Now, conventional businesses are at the brink of extinction who are not able to adopt technology in a rapid way that serves the customers who are wanting services at a breakneck speed. Now, the transformation of music is a commendable example. In the 90s, we used to own cassettes or CDs, which was disrupted by iPod, when they could put 1,000 songs in your pocket. Now this was transformed by Apple itself when they created iPhone, where Steve Jobs famously introduced, today we are looking at 3 new devices, a wider touch control iPod, a breakthrough communication device and a phone. And then he goes on to say these are not 3 devices but a single phone, and we are calling it as the iPhone, right? So now iPod was redundant because you could carry your music in your phone, and this was cool until someone new came along, and that's Spotify. You don't have to own a song or an album independently, you don't have to buy it. All you need to do is pay a single subscription fee and you could have billions of songs as playlist. Now this forced Apple to go back to the drawing board and come back with Apple Music. So the role of technology in this has changed how consumers own or listen to songs, right? So you could own one cassette or you could own one song through iTunes, and now with Spotify, with a single subscription, you could own every song that's ever created. Now the need for music has been the same, but the way it has been fulfilled has changed due to how technology can serve customers better, and that creates a new value proposition, right? Why own one song when you can own every song that's ever out there? So this is a great example of how technology changes consumer behavior and forces company to adopt new business models, creating the transformational value in between. And companies that adopt quickly or spot those opportunities and serve the new markets in a differentiated way leads to a winner takes it all sometimes. Today, every business needs to have a digital transformation in place, which essentially means how can they create a new business model using a host of technologies as new. there is cloud, there is big data, there is analytics, there is conversational AI, there are immersive technologies like VR and AR, there are many more like 5G and 3D printing and so on. All of this are bunch of technologies. Collectively they mean businesses can serve their customers different, but if you're only dabbling around with each of this technology in a loose way, or each of your department is doing something, that doesn't equate to digital transformation. So let's look at a conventional business, how can they transform themselves digitally. For example, while banking, media and entertainment or telecommunication based devices looks like easy to be digitally transformed, how about conventional businesses, or something like a difficult example would be a cement company, right? How can a cement industry or a cement manufacturer transform themselves digitally? So the first step is for the company to understand, and this must be a CEO priority, that what are the new markets that are emerging today which is small but it could be significant, or what kind of consumer behavior is happening due to changing landscape or due to changing technology, and how can we serve them better. So the first step of course would be digitization, where the company can use something very primitive like listing their products on a marketplace like indiamart.com. Now this is very primitive and does not equate to any digital transformation. The second one would be digitalization, where let's say the company is using ERP for procurement, CRM for customer relationships, cloud for analytics, or advanced video surveillance for safety, or better analytics for keeping the company lean and green and so on. All of this is the digitalization bit. Now what does digital transformation for this cement company look like? Here's an example. Let's say the trend shows that more and more people are moving towards urban, or the country is becoming urbanized. This means a lot more people would buy an apartment as opposed to building their own home, where they would hire an engineer, or they would be involved in the cement buying process. Now if you're moving into an apartment, the cement is not of your choice, right? It's the choice of the builder. So this could mean that the cement companies no longer have to make smaller SKUs, and they have to reassess how they are producing their channel, how are they treating their channel, how are they looking at their distribution and so on. So, and the company might be forced into creating more ready mix plants that are closer to the developers or builders or urban pockets, and this changes the whole structure of the company, this changes the entire business model of the company, and there's a lot of technology in between where they can become very dynamic in terms of accepting orders or assessing supply and demand gaps and so on. So this would what a digital transformation for a cement company look like. So digital transformation can happen to any company, and it's an imperative in today's day and age. But one thing I need to tell you all is that we shouldn't have the delusion that digitalization equals to digital transformation, because merely dabbling with technology at a department level or individual products only make the past better without creating a new model of business, or without helping companies galvanize to be protected against disruption that comes their way. Every business today needs to have a digital transformation strategy, and it starts when the CEO is asking these three questions. What could disrupt our current business model? Are we victims of our own delusion where we are equating digitalization to digital transformation? And finally, how can the company be more agile and be having an innovative mindset that appreciates or spots new business models that's emerging, and they can adopt it quickly? One last thing. Technology by itself doesn't disrupt businesses, but it's people's rapid adoption of technology that creates obsolescence in current business models, or people's expectation of how they want to be served from brands, which leads into disruption. So any digital transformation is essentially a business transformation that serves the customers in a new and novel way.